If you wish to show surfacing during this demonstration, you can show surfacing by modeling this seat cushion that we have in our Ironeagle. To get there, you want to change the configuration to the very last one, which is the 12 rapid blue seat cushion. And if we go over to our Pathfinder, you can see that if we expand this active subassembly, at the very bottom is another actually extra subassembly called underbar B, which allows us to go in and show modeling this underbar B part, which is the cushion. So you can just double click that to in place activate. You can see I have two curves already existing in the model. If I turn on the background, you can see it in the context of the part that we have this black seat frame, and we're just going to build this contoured cushion using surfacing. So at this point, you can go ahead and use the Bluesurf command, and you want to just select those two curves and create a Bluesurf between them. Now this is going to be a symmetric part, so we want to actually copy that or mirror that to the other side. So we're going to use the mirror copy and just get that to the other side. And now what I want to do is build a Bluesurf between the two surfaces to connect them. And the option I want to use then is the option for curvature continuous on each side, which is going to make a nice smooth transition between the surfaces. If I rotate this model around, you can see that I got a nice smooth transition. Now we need to finish the back side of the seat, which is going to match up with that black seat frame. So we'll turn that back on here so that we can create an inner part copy of the face on the seat itself, on the seat frame. And then we'll use Bluesurf to once again build a surface between that copied surface and the ones that we just created. And you want to do that on both sides. Now we need to cap the end surfaces, so we'll do the same thing with the Bluesurf. Pick the first curve, right click, and then you want to make sure that your cursor is close to the same end where that dot appeared. And just grab these three edges to cap that. And do the same thing on the opposite side. Select the first curve, right click, then select the next three. So once you have that done, you're well on your way, and now we want to show adding some contour to the Bluesurf that we created. So if we select that and we go to Edit Definition, we can add some sketches to our curves. I'm going to use the parallel plane option. First I'm going to pick this front plane, just come up to the where it kind of bumps out there on the back of the seat. Do the same thing, parallel plane, pull that back about halfway, and then you can add one more in the other direction that runs the full length of the seat. And then when you're done with that, you can just click Finish to get out of that edit. Now we want to show how we can use those curves to actually edit the surface. So if you pick that and you go to Dynamic Edit, select it again, you see that you get the control vertices for the curve. At this point then you can pick one of those control vertices, and you can pick whether you want to do a shape edit or a local edit. And in this case I want to do a local edit on this curve because I just want to bubble it out up in this area. So you see how I can add that contour in that area of the seat, and of course it's adding it to both sides because it is symmetric. Maybe I want to do the same thing to this curve. Again, I'm going to use local edit because I just want to push this up to create a nice contour. Okay. You could also use blue dots to create a connection point between the two curves and gives you another point to edit, so you can actually edit both curves at the same time. So if I put a blue dot between these curves. Then I select that blue dot and go to Dynamic Edit. You can see that I get an option for creating local or shape edits. In this case, I want to change them both to shape edit. And if I pick that, let me zoom out here just a little bit. You can see I got this triad. I can use this triad to specify whether I want to move in plane or I want to move in a particular vector. In this case, I'm going to move in plane. I'm going to push that blue dot in just a little bit so it's not quite so aggressive on the curve. Let's see how I make that change. On this blue dot, I'm going to escape here. I'm going to select that blue dot, dynamically edit it also in plane. And I'm actually going to pull it up slightly. Increase the curve. So I was doing a local edit on this curve and a shape edit on this curve. Okay. So you can play with that a little bit and modify those curves how you like. Go ahead and hide all of the sketches then. Hide the blue dots. Then the next step is to actually create this into a solid. It's surfaces right now. So we just stitch all of these surfaces together and create the solid. Then of course you want to add some rounding to the edges. So I just use the round command. Change this to about 18 millimeters. Change this to face. And you can just pick up all the rounds that are associated to that face. It will round them at the same time on both sides of the part. And at that point, we're done with the cushion, so we can close and return and see what that looks like in the context of the assembly as it sits on that seat frame. And at this point, you could change your configuration back to all parts if you like to show all the changes that we've made throughout the demonstration.